Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. Uh, man, thank you guys, man, for the continued support, and thank you for watching those last two videos, man. Uh, man, I'm just gonna do my best, man, to completely be myself, man, in this video. Uh, I just want to share, I just want to share a few things with you guys, man. Um, like, man, I know I said in that last video, man. I believe it was towards the end of that last video, man. I said like stop assuming things about me, man. Um, I definitely do mean that, man. But feel free to ask whatever question you guys want to ask, man. If you have a question, feel free to drop it down in the comment section, man. Or if you got my number or anything, man, feel free to contact me, man. Like, man, don't be afraid to talk to me, man. Long story short. Uh, and then before I forget to mention this, man, like I have my Spotify up here, man. For you guys to see what I'm listening to, man. And like I know that YouTube is gonna do its whole copyright thing, man. Uh, so the audio is just gonna get cut out, man. That's another reason why I have it up here, man. So you guys understand that part too, man. Um, uh, man, being completely open and honest, man. Uh, the stuff that the stuff that happened to me, man. That I've shared with you guys so far, man. Uh, it definitely was traumatizing, man, and it did put me into that place, man, of thinking about suicide, man, heavily. Uh, but as I said before, man, like I am now in a place where I'm fine. Uh, and man, I just have a few things here that I just want to share with. I just want to share with everybody, man. Um, or anybody who is currently in that place now, man, where you feel like you're alone, man, and you feel like you just gotta like self isolate yourself, man. Uh, man, there's gonna be some points, man, where I may pause, but I have some notes up here on the screen, man, as I look up a couple times, man. It's just to help keep myself on track, man. Um, and man, I try and catch myself, man, as much as possible, man. Uh, if I feel like I'm going too far, man, into one thing, man. But yeah, uh, man, man. As I've said before, man, the things that happened to me, was traumatizing. And it put me into that place of isolation, man. Um, man, at times, like that self isolation, man. Uh, man. sometimes it was sometimes it was kind of like forced, man, um by myself, and at other times it was like, nah, man, like this is just, it is what it is, man. You're just being an outcast right now, man, because people don't understand you. uh Man, when it came down to it, man, something that I learned, man, one of the biggest things that I learned, man, while being in that place, uh, it brought me closer to God, man. Like, no matter how much, man, I, yeah, man, man, I'm just gonna be completely honest with you guys, man. Like, oh, man, forgive me, man, because I'm just trying to like find the best way to sit down and explain this, man. But like, there's no other way, man. Like, this is why, this is why I, this is why I call him my father, man. Uh, I have my Bible here, man, so I didn't forget. I I do read my Bible, man. Whether it be physically, the copy like this, man, hard copy, and or just listening to it, man, on my phone. And the way that I understand the Bible, man, like while I was in that solitude, um, and why I understand that I was never alone, man. Man, I just share with you guys, man. I never forget. Uh, there was one night, man. I was getting in bed, man, and man, I'm getting in bed, man, and as I lay down in bed, man, I have on, man, I had on my, what do they call 'em, man, my little eye shades, man, and I hear in my left ear, man, my middle name, man, and not a lot of people know my middle name, man, because I don't tell a lot of people, man. Excuse me, I don't tell a lot of people. Uh, and man, I just hear Alexa, and I'm just like, yo, mind you, there's nobody else in the house, man. Well, that's the funny part, man. Like, I know who was in the house, man, and people can say whatever they want, man. Like, I know, man. I know what I know, man. I know my father, man. Like, I heard it as plain as day, man. Like, it was, I wanted to get up and like take my little eyelids off, man, and look around the room. Even though I knew like I knew that physically there was no one else in the house, man. Uh I didn't do it, man, out of respect, man, because of what I read, man, and it's just like, man, I yeah, man. Uh so that was my like that was my biggest takeaway, man, from the solitude, and what made it more peaceful for me, man, because for man, for anybody that's ever like heard a bump in the corner of the house, man, or man, you had a certain dream and it was just that vivid, or certain numbers stick out to you and stuff like that, man, or music, man, for me, uh, you just hear certain stuff in songs, man, and it just really stick out to you, man. Man, I like to I like to tell people, man, man, believe what you want, man. Ripley's Believe It or Not, man. Seriously. Like, go and look it up, man. Like you don't have to believe anything that I say, honestly. But like go and look it up, man. Like even man, my bracelets and stuff like that, man. I'll explain that for y'all too, man. Like it's in the Bible, man. I would encourage people to pick it up and read it more, man. Like look up look up amethyst, topaz. I believe that's how you say it, man. Carnelian, sapphire, uh, emerald, onyx, uh, lapis lazuli, man. Man, it is in the Bible, man. Uh, I believe it's in the book of Exodus, man. I know for a fact. I know for a fact it's in Revelations. Uh, but it's also in Exodus, man, specifically with Moses when God is instructing Moses, man, to to make armor. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, it was armor, or it's called in the fold, man. Uh, Moses uses these uses the emeralds, man, and from the research that I've done, man, uh, in my solitude, man, as I started to sit down and enjoy it more, man. Um, man, to my understanding, it's just like it's here in this Bible, the basic instructions before leaving Earth, man. Like if God instructed Moses to do it, man, and Moses was one of God's like favorite, man. Like, why would I not follow these instructions, man, that's in this book, man? Uh so that man, that's what made solitude, that's what made that solitude for me, man, even more comfortable, man, because I really started to pay attention, man, to the things that were going on around me, man. I slowed my life down so much more, man. And I just started to live in every single moment, man, that I was in. Uh, man, I can sit down and I can talk about that for hours, man. But moving forward, man. Man, if I hadn't said this in the beginning of the video, man, I know I'm kind of like 14 minutes in right now. Wow. Uh, man, these are the things that again, they helped me out, man, because I noticed them within myself, man, while I was in that while I was in that place, man, in solitary confinement, man. So I'm about to talk about like conversations next, man. Uh Conversations with people, man, it it really like it made me want to stay in that place, man, of solitude, man, even more. Uh like because I'm sitting here going through all this change, man. I'm understanding life just differently, man. Nothing against anybody. Uh like I'm I'm healing all my past traumas and stuff like that, man. So I am I'm looking at, man, I'm forgive me. I'm gonna take a brief pause really quick, man. Like I didn't want to have to do this. I didn't want to have to do this in the middle of a video, man, but